appreciate. It's our digital hands for all our amazing speakers. They have been awesome. I've been taking mental notes, physical notes, and all the notes they have been. Thank you so much. So it's time for questions for us to get clarity on some of the notes we've taken, and to ask questions bordering us concerning the conversation. So if you have questions, please raise your digital hands and you have to speak to ask your questions. Also, Faith, please help us check the YouTube if we have questions there on the chat section. Thank you. Questions, guys? Okay. So I'll wait. All right.
None yet. We're expecting from you.
Oh, thank you. All right, we have a hand up. Amma's Mother's Corner. You can unmute your mic and ask a question. Thank you.
Hello. Good afternoon, everybody.
Good afternoon.
Okay. I just came in when the last person was talking before Amara.
Okay.
Talking about, when she was in school, all what, she went through. And it hit me too. I know I went through that. I know in those days, they prefer to pay school fees for the boys and leave the girls alone. So I remember myself, I was school fees wasn't paid for my own time, but they paid school fees for my brothers. And I was left, at home, not going to school. But I told myself that I will work out that school fees. So I started frying akara. I will fry akara. I sell things at what people need at a particular time. In the morning, very early in the morning, I will go and sell akamu, sell sugar. I'll hawk it around my village. When these school people are finished going, I will go and sell a peanut and banana. When it is afternoon time, I will go and sell agidi with stew or jollof agidi, Then in the evening, I'll fry akara, I'll fry plantain. That's how I was able to raise that school fees that wasn't paid for me. So, and I told myself, I will not be deterred. I will go to school. And that is how I was able to raise my school fees. And I went back to school. But my mom, especially my mom, knew that I meant all I said. And today, I want to thank God. So as women, we shouldn't give up. Auntie, thank you for that. I think I came in at the right time. I forgot the time again, whether it's 2, whether it's 3. I just quickly remember, I say, wow. And when I log in, you are just speaking to me, or you are just saying what I went through as well. So please, we shouldn't give up. Those clothes that are not good, we'll wear it. And when we start wearing the fine one, we go pepper them. And God will do what no man can do in our lives. So please, women, don't give up. Don't give up. We will not die just, like that. We will die as an institute. And people will know that of a truth, God has brought us to this earth, and we will not put our Lord Jesus into shame. Thank you very much, Ma. I think God brought me in at the right time. I'm so grateful. Thank you very much. Uncle Fanny, God bless you. And Amara, thank you. Yes, sometimes we don't celebrate ourselves. Women, let us celebrate ourselves sometimes. We will not pull anybody down. Let's join hands and pull people up. Thank you very much, man. God bless you, man.
Yes, thank you so much, Ma. Your words were really insightful and really nice. Do you have questions? Guys, let's ask questions or give our contribution, just like Amma's Mother's Corner just did. So we know that we are learning from each other. The learning curve is always continuous and it's a cycle.
Please, if you can't speak, you can type on the comment section, please.
Yeah, very true. If you can vocalize your questions. Please let's utilize the chat session and answer question as well as the comment section of it. You joining from there as well. Mr. Albert, the mic is yours.
Please ask her.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I'm not a woman, but I came from a woman. And I appreciate this moment to eulogize the virtue of a woman. Speaking from the clergy standpoint, I saw that a woman is the builder of the home. The scripture said a wise woman builded a house, but a foolish woman plucks it down. So the place of the home making and the home building, the place of a woman in the home building cannot be overemphasized. And we see that if the society is kept, the woman finding her place, it's addressed as a weaker vessel, but weaker in this position. But if a woman meant to pull down a kingdom, she can pull down a kingdom. She meant to build a kingdom, she will equally build a kingdom. So that when the breakdown of the moral fabric of the nation starts from the womanhood, so the onus is on us, from the pulpit, from the classroom, from the various institutions, to help educate our women to take their place in the scheme of things. And one of the speaker emphasized the gory period she went through, and she was determined not to sell her virtue, to sell her pride. She did the meanness of job, meanness of job to keep her virtue, her pride. And today, she could stand and speak, and she's a strong voice to society. I was inspired to write a book, The First Words of the Priceless Woman. I have 50 copies of the book, and the book has gone around hard copy. I'm here to make it available in the online space, Amazon also, so that it could be easily accessed. In the book I wrote, the introduction set the stage by emphasizing the centrality of a home in human life, highlighting its role in shaping identity and value. It promises a journey celebrating home building and the vital role women play in it, aiming to transcend stereotypes, drawing inspiration from Proverbs 31, which envisioned women as impactful leaders and trusted friends. The narrative stresses unity, love, and submission in marriage, culminating in a reflection on the complexity of human experience. The upcoming chapter offered chances for self-discovery, deeper understanding, welcoming all readers to explore the diverse facets of existence, the contribution of women to society. When a woman said, "Eat, don't worry, you will have it," a true woman, indeed it will be so. That was exactly what Jezebel told Ahab. Is it this that is disturbing you? Although she went it in a very terrible way, but she got it. We found also a woman in the Bible called Abigail. She was married to a foolish man, but her wisdom and prowess didn't show that foolishness of the man. You see how she used her prowess to shield her husband from destruction. So the place of the woman in the society, first, the building of the home front, and by extension, the entire society cannot be overemphasized, cannot be overlooked. I'm educated today courtesy of my mother. She said, son, you must be educated. My dad said, no, just go bar boy, go be an apprentice. And the men want to relinquish their position. He doesn't want to spend anything, but at the end of the day, they want to sit back and get some gain. And my mother said, no, whatever it takes, son, you will go to school. And that was how I became a graduate and where I am today. So a round of applause to our women. Keep pushing, keep moving. The society has your back because you are the backbone of the society. God bless you all. In Jesus' name. Amen.
Amen. Thanks so much, Mr. Albert. Thank you so very much. So we have questions on the chat, though not specific to any of our speakers, but we could answer which one speaker wants to take the question. So the first question here is, please. Yeah, how can I build confidence when I constantly doubt myself? Not sure our speakers want to help us address that question. How can I build confidence when I constantly doubt myself?
Okay. Can I answer? Can I try to answer?
Please, please, ma'am.
You know,
Yes.
you build confidence, number one, by coming to this kind of program. You build your confidence, by listening to Women's Summit, by reading. You identify mentors, maybe on YouTube. YouTube is, just on our palms. You follow them. You practice. You understand? If it is, for instance, if it is about public speaking, if you lack confidence in speaking publicly, you can go and read so many authors, watch so many people talk about public speaking. And then you practice. You gather people in your locality, gather your friends, tell them, okay, I'm trying to do this, rate me. You will talk, you allow them to rate you, by constant practicing and by removing fear. What makes you think, what removes your confidence is fear. So the only way you kill this fear is when you watch other women. I give you an example. When I was pregnant for my first child, many years ago, fear, I would always be afraid. How am I going to? I heard that labor is very painful. How am I going to go through labor and bring forth this child? Then one day, a woman, a woman too, so as young as I was then, visited my neighbor, and she too was pregnant. Okay, and later they said she had put to bed. I said, okay, if she can do it. Her name was Chikodil. I said, okay, if Chikodil can do it, she's my age mate. I can do it. So when you watch other people around you, people that are your mentors, now you're hearing stories. The other speaker, Dr. Rita, told us her story. And today she's a very, very senior person where she works, a very, very senior person. So confidence, you build your confidence by listening, by practicing, by having people that you call your mentors and follow them on social media, read about them and pray too. I believe in prayer too. Your confidence will be built. I don't know if anybody has anything to add.
I
Thank
have
you
some. You
very
have
much.
said it. You have said almost. You have. Okay.
You can
have
continue,
something
ma.
to add. There is something that I learned while I was in school, and that is if you can't do it while you are yourself, do it scared. Okay, let's say you are afraid of doing a public speech. Instead of trying to do it when you are perfect, do it when you are scared. Even in that your tensed period, it will build your courage to keep going. Because during that time, I studied nursing. We'll have, during exam, you have 10 minutes to do demonstration on how you will take care of your patients. And you know that this is your mark. If you don't do it, you are receiving that course. So even if you are afraid to face your lecturers, to face the crowd or whatever, you have to do it. So take that step like, I must do this. Even if it kills me, I will do it. If you're afraid of appearing on camera, set your phone. Continue practicing. Maybe every day, talk to your camera for 30 minutes. If you keep it up, before you know it, you will get the courage to do what you can do. Thank you.
Thanks for that contribution, Angela. Anyone else?
Okay. Having confidence in yourself is not an easy task, but it's something that you must build. You just have to build it within yourself. You must have this positive outlook. You must believe that, okay, I want to do this thing. It's either go wrong or it goes. It's either I fail or I pass. Nobody is going to kill me. If a footballer is going to pitch to play, it's either they win or they lose. If I'm called to speak, it's either they applaud me or they say I didn't do well. So the first thing you must do, you must give yourself is, let me go and try. It's not going to kill me. Have that at the back of your mind. I will do it. Whether I pass or I fail, I will do it. Once you build this inner strength in you, you overcome this fear. Because all that's happening to you is just fear. And that you must overcome. Thank you.
Thank you very much,
Yes,
ma.
Victoria.
Thank you, ma. Anyone else has something to impute into that question before we go to the next question? Okay. So the next question, I guess, I think that has been answered, but I'll just read it through since it was asked. How do I speak up when I feel ignored or undervalued? Any of our speakers want to help us with that? Because I think that's more like a follow-up question to being confident and constantly having self-doubt.
I think she has a
Dr. Bonner
follow-up
has asked.
question. She has a follow-up question. How do I speak up when I feel ignored?
Yes,
She
or
put it on the chat.
Okay.
When I feel undervalued, you continue making efforts until they allow you to speak, because it's your right to be heard. So you continue, seeking to talk until they allow you to speak, because it's your right to speak. That's my perspective.
Okay. What do you do yourself when you go out to, mingle with your friends? What do you do? Do you go out among people and the first thing you do is pick up your phone and you keep looking at your phone until the end of that sit out? Yes. What do you do? If you are also that type that does that, and you suddenly, in between, after a long while, people have been talking, people have been chatting, people have been making comments, you never contributed anything. And after a long while, you suddenly want to say something. Obviously, obviously they will be like, ah, who is this? I thought she's married to her phone. She came here. So I tell people that you must also, when you go into a place, strike up a conversation. You was this it like that in your own place? Just say something. And from there, a conversation starts. And I don't think anybody will ignore you anymore. But if you decide to marry your phone as soon as you sit down, people will begin to look at you as a snob. And I see a lot of people come out to complain. This same question you ask, I've seen my students have come to me to ask me this question. And what I'm telling you people now is usually my first answer question to them. What do you do when you go out to mingle with your friends? Because what you do is important. Thank you.
Thank you, amazing speakers. I love the energy at which we're dealing with the questions. Thank you so much. I have a question for CSP Omoshetimi. I think this is brought out from the conversation of the girl who was able to share herself, the one who shared the molestation from her stepfather. The question is, what advice would you give to a woman who is struggling with self-doubt or fear of being judged? I'll read the question again. What advice would you give to a woman who struggles with self-doubt or fear of being judged? Well, you're currently muted.
Okay, let me attempt it. What advice you give to a woman who is struggling with the fear of
self-doubt, or fear of being judged?
Self-doubt of all this boils down to lack of self-confidence. That is why we keep emphasizing. It's not easy. When we talk like this, it will be like it is an easy thing. It is not easy. But like I always say, you practice. You stand in your mirror. When you stand in your mirror and look at yourself, you will see the handiwork of God. That one alone will raise your confidence. Okay, I am well made. I was well created by my God. Therefore, my voice will be heard. So, but if you tell yourself, I am not good enough, I am not smart enough, I am not intelligent enough, that is self-doubt. You start doubting yourself. How do you step out of that your comfort zone? You start from your family. You start, if there are conversations going on in your family, you partake. A lot of women relegate themselves to the background. They talk about football, you cannot talk. They talk about politics, you cannot talk. They talk about academics, you cannot talk. There has to be you have to be counted for something. And you cannot, be confident if you don't read. You read, you inquire, you ask questions, you practice. You have friends, you have one or two friends. And when if you're with somebody you call your friend or even your family member, and you see that you're talking and they are giving you listening ear, why won't people outside give you a listening ear? So please try to conquer the fear. It is fear that makes you to doubt yourself. It is fear that makes you to lack confidence in yourself. First, somebody taught me every morning, if you wake up, when you finish, look at yourself at the mirror. Admire the work of God in you. When you look at yourself, then you also remember that there are your mates that are already dead. So you are a very lucky person to be alive. That is enough for you to be confident in yourself. You're not here just to exist. You are here to make an impact. Therefore, you do not have any need to doubt yourself. Thank you.
Okay, I would also like to contribute a little on this. I know that most people that are having this problem of confidence arises from Language. Language. Hi, I don't know who will start laughing at me. I give you an example of a lawyer friend. She's a lawyer, a trained lawyer, but she works with one of these ministries. And you know, lawyers that work with ministries don't go to court most of the time. They're just there to sign contracts. And suddenly she was transferred from that ministry to Ministry of Justice. And in her office, she's to go to court and represent federal government for one thing or the other. And she ran to me one day and said, hey, my God, I'm sent to court. I have never been to court before, stand before a judge to argue a case. What am I going to do? I don't even have the language. I have forgotten all these law languages in school. What do I do? And I now told her, I said, your only option, just like Dr. Gunnar has been emphasizing, is to what? Read. Go back and start reading. Practice it. And you will overcome it. Continue reading. So for most people who lack confidence, it's language. But I tell you, you can overcome it with practice. Like I said before, it's either I pass or I fail. But over time, you will no longer be a failure. You will become a success. Keep practicing, and you will succeed. And your confidence will be built up. Thank you.
Thank you very much, ma'am.
Oh.
That's all. All right, Amar, please go on.
Yeah. Kind of piggybacking off of what the two others have said for this question, it's definitely, there's this saying that is fake it till you make it, which is essentially, for instance, if you're not confident in a room or you feel like you don't belong in a room, you just have to fake like you really do. Like you have to pretend, you have to practice until it actually shows up. It's a constant choice to continually believe in yourself and to show confidence for yourself. It's definitely self-confidence, it's definitely self-esteem, especially with being women, everything, because there is always going to be someone who's going to doubt you because you're a woman. And that's just the reality of it. And we can't let that dictate who we are, because then that's someone else writing our story, not us writing our story or God being the all-time author of our story. It's we we are who we are, and we should know the value that we have. And even if you don't know the value, practice. Like the doctors have already said, practice every single day. Find a little way that you can show up and try to gain more confidence and try to develop more confidence. If you're in a room and you don't feel comfortable yet leading that room, just show up in the room at first. Say something in the room, even if it's just one thing. Start small. Then you can keep building that and building that, because confidence is, there are some people who have it naturally, but confidence is both a trait and a skill. You need to keep trying to master it every single day. There are so many people who have all the accolades, all the awards, all the degrees, who still show up in a room and don't think that they're qualified to be in it because they're a woman or because they're any other marginalized identity. And there are also going to be other people in the room who agree with that statement when it's just not true. So just being able to discern the truth from the lies, it takes practice. It's not going to happen the next second, the next day, sometimes not even in the next year. But when you look at yourself, even next week, have you grown a little bit from right now? Have you tried to build up your confidence? Have you tried to block out what other people are thinking by turning up the volume of what you think about yourself? So I think in that way, you just have to keep building it. And it's a long journey, but one day you're going to realize Oh, like I want to be in this room, so I'm going to be in the room. Oh, I want this thing, so I'm going to go and take it. It is anybody's for the taking. Why not yourself? Why not you? There is no good answer for why not you. The only reason why you can't get something is because of you. You set your own limits. This when the sky can be your limit. If you're saying, "Oh, I can only get this," when you have the capacity to get every single thing that you want, you're only going to get that small thing. So just open your, like, everything is for the taking for you. So just keep building it and keep trying to develop that skill of being confident and having self-esteem and everything, and it will eventually come.
Thank you very much. Please, I want all of us to give our digital hands for our speakers. They've been incredible so far. Really incredible. We appreciate you. Do we have any questions? Okay, thank you so much. I don't know if we have final words from the speakers for all of us then, as we round up the program for today. Okay, so Faith is has a question. All right, over to you, Faith.
Hi everyone. I just want to say some few words. Thank you all for joining the meeting today. For me, as women, we should always learn to speak out. We should always try to speak out, and also training our young girls to speak out, because speaking out, like being open, starts from when we're little. If we're timid, we'll always grow up that way, unless you are able to overcome that situation when you grow up. Let's build confidence in ourselves. Always praise yourself as a woman. If you wake up every day, tell yourself, if nobody is telling you are beautiful, tell yourself, I'm beautiful, I'm smart, I'm bold. When you go out, feel confident in yourself. Always come out of that space that you have put yourself in. For me, while growing up, I always reserved my thoughts. I don't share how I feel. Like, I don't openly speak out to people what I feel. So I always reserve so people don't feel hurt. But it does not help either ways, because you are always going to get hurt by other people without speaking out your own thoughts. So we should always try to be confident in ourselves. Thank you, our speakers. I really enjoyed the section. Thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you so much, Faith. So final words from our speakers.
Well, like I have always said, that has been my motto, and I will continue to say it. As a young girl, or as a young adult, as a woman, be disciplined, be determined, be intentional, and be focused. And the sky is your limit. Thank you.
Yeah. Okay, my final word to everybody here is, my final words, actually, not one word. Step up, speak up, and show up, and everybody will hear you. Thank you.
So my final words, just oh, continue to develop yourself, continue to develop your self-confidence, and be who you are in every space that you're in. The space is yours. You can dictate the space however you want it. It is yours for the taking. The sky is your limit, and you can have anything that you want or need as long as you work for it. And you are deserving of all the good things, all the accolades, and everything that you can get. Just keep working for it and take time to celebrate yourself while you're doing that, because showing up and doing the work for yourself and continuing to achieve things is a great accomplishment, and you should take time to celebrate that for yourself and to continue to celebrate the value that you hold.
Okay. And from me here, my final words to the lovely women in the house is that be intentional, as other speakers have spoken. When you see something, say something. Be a community mother, be a community parent. Let everything happening within your vicinity be your business so that we can have a better world. Make it a better place for me, for you. And God will help us. Thank you so much for the time in here. We appreciate the organizer of this event. And we say, yes, if he can, she can. Thank you very much.
It's a round of applause to all our amazing speakers. They have done enormously well. And as a form of reminder, we have another session next Saturday on the 28th of March. I will look forward to be overfilled as we have been overfed today. Thank you all so much. And to everyone over here, thank you all for coming. I will look forward to seeing everyone again, same time next Saturday. Thank you. Bye, everyone. Have a blessed day today.
Thank you.
Bye.
Thank
See you
you.
next Saturday.
Bye.
See you.
Thank you all. God bless
I'll
you.
be available